What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 11th installment of Wrestling Hypothesis Extra, the secondary show of the Wrestling Hypothesis podcast, here for your Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. Hope everyone is doing well, safe and sound. I am Gabe B, of course, and joining me this week is King Kenny.
Yep, back at it again.
Yeah.
Ready to go, let's go. And look who decided to join us today. Oh, shit.
The man.
Okay. He came back from the dead, literally, man. He was dead on this episode.
No. The man who made the Wrestling Hypothesis Extra famous.
Right. Right. Okay.
Those are some big words right there.
Really big words.
Look,
you made it famous, but I made it
more
consistent. I made it relevant. Let's get it
extra
right.
episodes than you, sir. So I don't mean to brag, but it's the
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
All right.
The ratings never lie, buddy. The ratings never lie. Just look at the numbers.
This is YouTube. It's not based on ratings. It's based on likes and.
It is.
Viewership matters.
It is.
Viewership matters.
Viewership is the ratings.
Look.
So let's get it straight.
Who made Extra famous is back. Okay, he's back.
Yes, as you all can see, Ricardo is back joining us on Extra.
Yes, sir.
Let's just let's see how this goes. But guys, you guys know the drill. I don't need to spew this out every week. Guys, before anything else, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on this new series whenever we decide to drop anytime throughout the week. So please go ahead and do that. Like and comment as well. And if you haven't done so already, you can check out our latest episode 38 from this past week, which, coming from Ricardo here, he had some pretty interesting things to say about the whole Roman Reigns story. So,
look, man,
check it out if you haven't done so.
I'm a man who said what he said. Sometimes I take W's, sometimes I take L's, but I take all the smoke. And I ain't ashamed about it either. So
you definitely took all the smoke, my friend.
No, look. Like I said, I take some W's, I take some L's. Not gonna front, I took an L. I don't give a fuck. But I own that shit. Because I'm a man. All right? But it is what it is.
Wow, you stuck to your guns there indeed.
Bro, because I'm a man.
I get it.
Listen, I got no comment on that one, buddy. Let's go.
Yep.
Don't ask me.
But yeah, you guys can check that out if you haven't done so already, or any of our older episodes in the archives, using any of the platforms we are available on, as well as visiting our own website, anchor.fm/wrestling-hypothesis. Let's get into it with the news here, starting off with the news of Chris Jericho of AEW receiving a ton of backlash from wrestling fans over supporting Donald Trump. Yeah. He is a Donald Trump supporter. At least you can kind of gauge that fact, put two and two together if you follow him on social media, like Twitter especially, where he's just spewing out his facts, not facts necessarily, his opinions and thoughts on certain things in the political climate right now.
It's alternative facts.
Yeah. That's a great phrase there.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Going further, also the fact that certain fans are now calling him out for, continuing to host these concerts that he has with his band Fozzy. And where, fans, there are audiences allowed to attend, swarms of them, not wearing masks, not taking safety precautions beforehand. So yeah, he's getting a lot of the heat from this, from these wrestling fans. What was that?
And he's butthurt?
And he's butthurt about it, exactly. Okay. He doesn't really seem to let it go.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of shit that I don't like, right? The fact that you enable fans to come to an event that you hosted, and you wanted them there. So clearly, you wanted the money, right? And then you tell them, right, they can or they can't, or you're very lenient with the rules in which fans your fans could follow in terms of wearing masks, in terms of making sure that they're socially distancing and preventing the widespread of this disease. And they haven't done that. And then you have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say, you're not a Trump supporter or a COVID wide spreader. Come on, man. Be consistent. And this is what makes me lose a lot of respect for Chris Jericho in this sense, because you are a superstar of the highest order in this business. He is, revolutionized it time and time and time again, for more times than I can remember. And for this to happen with a superstar of this caliber, I mean, think about it, guys. There's a reason, and this is exactly one of the other reasons why he will never surpass guys like Stone Cold, guys like The Rock, guys like Cena, like guys like Edge, this is the reason why he'll never surpass those guys, because quite frankly, there's nothing that he has done as of late that has been socially responsible. And this just goes to show you who Chris Jericho is as a human being. Now, do I think he's a bad human being? No, I don't. But I do think that you should be socially responsible, especially if you're a high figure like that. There's absolutely no excuses for it. You cannot condone that type of behavior, knowing that people are putting themselves and their families at risk, and a lot of people are dying from this. And the thing that you do is go out, make a concert, and tell all your adoring fans to come to it, and not enforce any safety protocols whatsoever. What kind of message does that send?
Yeah. In times like this, especially where things are just as unpredictable as they can be in the present and heading into the future with the political and with COVID and whatnot, then that kind of brings out the worst in people, or not necessarily the worst, but like the true nature of who one person is. And we're kind of getting that with Chris Jericho here.
Yep. Yeah, that is his true color. That's who he is at its core, and you can kind of see it too, right? Like there's no mistake in it. He's not being switted in any way. This is who Chris Jericho is. And listen, if that's who you are, that's fine. I'm not going to start disowning you or saying that I lose respect for you because I'm sorry, I can lose respect for you, but I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of your work. I can still and I'm going to still keep supporting Chris Jericho. However, I disagree with whatever the hell he's feeling.
All right, so I'm pretty confident that we're all in agreement here, but like I'm taking it to another angle here. It makes Chris Jericho look very hypocritical in this sense. Like the fan called him a Trump supporter. So I asked this question to Chris Jericho. Obviously, he will never listen to this. He will never see this, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. If you are a Trump supporter, right? Do you support Donald Trump taking off his mask when he came back at the White House after being medically examined the other day? You support that? Do you support folks possibly getting sick by asking them to come to your concerts for your band Fozzy to reach out and support him, right? The fact of the matter is, he, just like what Kenny said, he hasn't been consistent. Once you stay consistent, you are viewed on one of the highest orders as a public figure to mean what you say and to stand by what you say. And for Chris Jericho to handle the situation in the wrong way, it makes Kenny's point into saying that he will never surpass an Austin, a Michaels, a Cena. Well, to be honest with you, I think he already surpassed Edge personally, but that's besides the point. But like, he'll never surpass those that came before him in a social media and leadership platform. To me, outside of wrestling, I think one of the best consistent leaders, if I have to pick one, is John Cena, because he has a consistent basis by meaning what he says through a political view. Especially, John Cena is very underrated of what he's seeing in political views. Like, he's highly intelligent, right? That's who I view as one of the best leaders outside of wrestling. And Chris Jericho hasn't grasped that leadership aspect outside of wrestling. Because remember, Chris Jericho knows better. He's been in every era every era, in the 90s, early 2000s, the 2010s, and currently now in the 2020s. What he has failed to do now is to adapt on what's going around the world about the coronavirus pandemic. So pretty much anything what Trump might say or do, Chris Jericho is 100% about that. And you can't really have that, bro. You can't have people look at you saying like, you're one of the best wrestlers in the world. Don't get me wrong, he still is to this day. We can't have false contradictory statements like that.
Can I just say one thing before we move on? Let me be very, 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 very clear when I say this. And this sickens me. You go out saying that all lives matter. Clearly you believe that. And that is true. And I truly believe that too.
Yes.
However, how the fuck can all lives matter if you're not willing to protect all lives?
Right.
This is exactly the kind of message that sends. I cannot believe, right, that more people aren't talking about this, because this, come on, man. Somebody gets hurt in all of this. Even if, none of your fans get COVID, that means that it doesn't mean they don't have it. It means, they can contract it, right, and not show any symptoms, and then pass it on to their grandparents or their loved ones.
Hell, to possibly the people on AEW do to those concerts.
Who knows? I don't know, but it's a tough situation to be in, and you're responsible for all that shit because it started with you, man. You enabled all that shit, so you bear the responsibility of anyone getting sick or dying from it. And that's a tall task. And clearly, judging by his reaction when the fan called him a Trump supporter and a super spreader of the COVID-19, he didn't like that. He doesn't like the responsibility. You want the money, but none of the responsibility that comes along with it.
And he knows better because that's the responsibilities of a franchise star.
Yeah,
and he's one.
Go ahead.
He's one of the few people in AEW that brought stars to AEW because of him, right?
See, let's leave his wrestling, career out, because it ain't even about that. It ain't even about that. I'm talking about Chris Jericho, the man, and the rock star, the guy that was supposed to be responsible for this shit show, the shit storm that's fucking circulating the internet right now.
Right.
So to me, this is just, he's got to come out and accept the responsibility. That's it.
Yeah, someone of his caliber in the wrestling business, absolutely. And I know I've been seeing how people have been trying to defend Jericho's actions and statements by, believe it or not, yeah, I know, by saying that, the fans didn't have to attend any of these concerts to see them. It's like, you gave them the opportunity to do so. You basically just gave it to them. If they really wanted to go, they'll go. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's at the end of the day, it's up to us as the individual whether or not we want to go to any form of social event outside at the moment. But you did enable it. You gave them the opportunity to begin with. Don't give them that choice.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing. That's the thing with people. You give them a choice to do something, more than likely, some of them are going to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, most of the people that don't believe that COVID is a real thing, that it's just a hoax, will go and then get sick and then die. Some, at least.
Exactly.
So,
it's a shitty thing to say, but that's just the world we live in right now.
Yep.
It is what it is, man. You gotta tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm. That's right. But moving on here with the news, reports are ongoing that WWE is planning to host not one, not two, but 3 individual Hell in a Cell matches at this year's Hell in a Cell event on October 25th. The 2 that have already been announced up to this point are Roman Reigns against Jey Uso for the Universal title, which I can't say I'm surprised. You weren't going to build a new program out of thin air with Reigns against somebody else and have that be inside the cell when it really shouldn't be.
Just add a comment to that. in my opinion, I'm just saying this just for me. I think the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, it might, just me, might be like the most intriguing match out of possibly all three Hell in a Cell matches to me, because I want to see what Jey Uso is going to do by himself, right? And shit like that. That's all I'm looking forward to. Like, I'm like, the same performance you had in the Hell in a Cell match with the New Day, I need you to bring that to Roman Reigns and elevate that shit. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I agree.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I share the same sentiment with that match as well. It'll be interesting to see how they pull it off and elevate off of what they did in Clash of Champions. The other match that has already been confirmed for Hell in a Cell, taking place inside the structure, is Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, which makes a little less sense, seeing as how Orton has lost 3 of his biggest matches in a row now, twice to Drew at SummerSlam and Clash of Champions, and to Keith Lee at Paybacks. But they have no one else, and it has to be inside Hell in a Cell for whatever reason. And so the third match being rumored to be inside the cell is Bayley and Sasha Banks, who have been on a collision course to finally have their first match in this variation of the feud for months now. They're already booking the match to take place this Friday on the draft edition of SmackDown. I don't know what they're thinking I don't know what their thought process was going into that, but I guess we'll find out later this week. They'll probably go to what was that?
Gonna have like a sit down or something? Like,
no, they're having a match this Friday on SmackDown for the title.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Exactly. But just to continue, if I were to assume what they're going to do there, they'll probably go to a non-finish and we'll get the match again at the pay-per-view if they still plan on doing that. This is all as backwards to me, because you would think that having the match inside Hell in a Cell to be the blow-off, not the first or second match of the storyline overall. Why end this whole thing on a B-show pay-per-view? You want this to conclude at an event like WrestleMania, or at the very least a SummerSlam, which just passed, so that wasn't happening. If they decide, this is how I'm thinking of it, if they decide not to have the match at the event in a few weeks and play this match out on Friday, then have the match, Bayley retains, Sasha gets drafted to Raw. We get a break from the storyline until WrestleMania season when Banks comes back and wins the Royal Rumble and beats Bayley at Mania.
So wait. Sorry, Kenny. It's just a question for Abba. So you're saying you want Bayley and Sasha Banks to wait? Is that what you're saying?
Ideally, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Kenny.
See, Abba, see what you just said there? That was fucking genius. That was great. We floated that idea around last week. That was great. That was fantastic. Mm-hmm. But it makes too good of it makes too much sense, man. Look, dude, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Are you trying to put good ideas in their head? Huh? For free? Come on, bro. Don't do that.
They should.
No, nah. Come on. Come on, man.
I'm basically giving it to them. Here's the cheat code. Here's the answer to the test.
Nope, it's too good, bro. It's too good. It's too good, man. You can't. Nope. Here's what I think they're going to do. They're going to do a non-finish on Friday night. Yep. And then they're going to have another match on obviously they're gonna have it, put it inside Hell in a Cell. And announce it. So that's what I think they're gonna go with. And you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but good on them for sticking to their stupid,
guns.
Guns and just going with it. But obviously it's the wrong thing to do. That and the Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre angle, because I don't want to see that shit inside Hell in a Cell. Like, well, what do I have to look forward to? What haven't I seen in the first 3 matches that I'm gonna get in this one? What, a fucking cage around it? That's it?
That's barely gonna be in use. Like previous Cell matches of late. Listen, it's like that's just
Roman and Jay, they're gonna tear the house down. So
in terms,
that's all I care about.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I was like, you make a valid case, no question. For them, I agree with you. Like, Hell in a Cell should be last, not first. and stuff like that. Because like over the years, Hell in a Cell was like the clincher. You know what I'm saying? Like the rivalry to end all rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
After doing the complete reverse, you're restarting one of the best rivalries in the modern day era by restarting with it with a Hell in a Cell match. You don't do shit like that, right? Be like, what surprised me, and honestly, I didn't really know about this until you said it, Alba, is that like they're having a match on Friday. I didn't know that.
That's a key. That's essential to know in order to like get the gist of what they're doing with this.
I was like, wait, time out. Y'all two are gonna have a match on Friday. Obviously, similar to what Kenny said, it's gonna be like a blow off, and then you're gonna have a match on Sunday, 2 days later.
They're doing it to obviously build up interest for this upcoming SmackDown edition of the draft. That's what they're doing it for.
Draft, but like even with the draft, it's pointless. Cause like it's pointless because like if you do like that, and you got the draft coming up, and hypothetically, Banks goes to Raw, what was the whole point of that? It wouldn't make any sense.
I guess okay. Here's a taste of what you're going to get for WrestleMania that we're planning to do. That's probably it.
It wouldn't make any sense to me. On they doing it like this, right? I'm like the only thing that could possibly I don't know even if it would shut us up is if like the Hell in a Cell match between them was like fire, right? But other than that, which I highly doubt, the only Hell in a Cell match I'm looking forward to is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. That's the only Hell in a Cell match I'm looking forward to. Matter of fact, that's the only match I'm looking forward to in Hell in a Cell. Right? But with this, come on, man. Y'all, they doing it wrong. Complete reverse.
Yeah, talk about a feud that's just all over the place.
You know what this shows? How bad I miss Charlotte. I'm like, yo, I need Charlotte back now, bro. I miss my girl Charlotte. Or what's her name? Ronda Rousey.
Well, these problems were still prevalent when they were both there. So just a few more big names in the mix is going to do very little. It's like a Band-Aid to a gunshot wound, you know? It's not going to do anything for their storylines and the quality of them.
Wait. Well, it depends on how we use it. So, like, let's say hypothetically, I bring back Ronda Rousey. You ain't paying attention to that?
Well, I'm not saying. Well, that's one side of the coin. What about the other side, which is like the quality of the storylines? Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte, adding them to storylines in general, it's gonna be more intriguing than what we see now. But if it's not executed,
and Ronda Rousey's case is more intriguing than Charlotte because, like, I hardly saw Ronda Rousey face other females. To be honest with you, only face I saw two. That was Charlotte and Becky. I want to see her against a Sasha Banks or an Asuka or Bayley. That's what I'm saying. It's more intriguing for Ronda than Charlotte because Charlotte beat everybody. So if I brought in a Ronda, I want to see that.
Right, and Ronda was there for the span of a year full time. So of course we're all just waiting to see her come back.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But based on what you're saying like it won't be intriguing. I'm saying like I don't think so. It will be intriguing. But
right,
like,
but you're not right. But like you just said it yourself, man, with Ronda. If
my nigga, you fucking lucky bastard.
Listen, why you guys are, arguing about this, back and forth or debating this back and forth, it doesn't matter, guys. It really doesn't.
I know it doesn't.
It really doesn't. Just they're gonna do some stupid shit anyway. Let it go. Let it go. Okay. All right.
I just my girl Charlotte.
Okay. It's all right. Oh, she'll be back soon.
All right. Anyways, so we're gonna move on to our final piece of news that we have for this episode for the week, and that is WWE apparently changing their plans drastically with Otis and the Money in the Bank storyline. As we all know, Otis won the Money in the Bank briefcase and the contract back in May of this year, which was literally 5 months ago now. And from what I recall, we haven't really seen anything in the works in terms of him executing the cash-in or anything. not for the tag team titles, not for the world title. They got no plans. It was obvious from the get-go. They had nothing for this guy.
So you mean to tell me that they had zero plans for Otis? Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. You know, when he first won the Money in the Bank, I thought to myself, why? It's just for shits and giggles, right? But, you know, it looked promising. So I'm like, you know what, Kenny? Give this a chance. Even though you're not watching the product and you don't give a shit about the product, and you're hoping that it gets better, you know, at some point, because, you know, 10 years of bad, you know, shitty product, you know, and you think, you know what, 1 year they might get it right. So I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go along with it. You know, come to find out, it was actually more shits and giggles than actual, oh shit, we want this dude to have the Money in the Bank, which means, guys, we have a new prospect. At least from where we're sitting, Otis can't sell tickets. I don't believe he's like, think about it, guys. Just think about it for a minute, okay? And I want you to picture this. Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, and Otis.
Nope.
One of those guys, right? At least two of those guys will be world champion. Which one you think that's going to be? Come on, man. I mean, guys. Anyone want to see Otis headline a B-rated pay-per-view? You interested?
No, thank you.
Interested in that? Huh? Ricardo?
No, thank you.
Eddie Takers? Look, the guy I'm very sure is a genuine guy. I'm very sure he's a good guy. You know, down to earth. You know, all the good shit that you love and respect about a man. However, there are levels to this. Okay? All right? There are levels to this. I'm supposed to give a shit about this man when Roman Reigns has who does he have in his corner? Paul Heyman. Seriously? I'm supposed to give a damn about that? I'm supposed to give a damn about this guy when Drew McIntyre is running through the whole division, even though, you know, the reign has been, you know, left a lot to be desired just because of COVID and everything like that, right?
Mediocre.
But I still wouldn't give up a freaking Drew McIntyre title reign handed over to Otis. Hell no. Why? Drew McIntyre's money in the right feud with the right person totally changes this whole title reign around.
So
I truly believe that. There's absolutely no.
Just the thought to Kenny here.
Yes.
It's just like, no.
Anyway,
absolutely not.
Anyway, now back to the main goal at hand. Trying to find somebody to save us. We need a savior, a deity that will really save us and bring us the golden age of the Money in the Bank. Someone who can bring out its true worth.
Okay, who?
Ladies and gentlemen, well, actually, there's no lady here, but gentlemen, that person would happen to be Seth freaking Rollins.
Fuck!
Guys, come on, man. Come on. Like the tier he's been on lately, you know, the fact that he's not shying away from the main event. If you put the Money in the Bank on someone like him, oh, guys, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. Like, he actually has a legitimate chance of winning, of turning this shit around. And imagine if Seth Rollins gets drafted to SmackDown, right?
Ooh.
Imagine a great main event match, right, with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I mean, guys, the promo work between him and Seth Rollins now. Oh, come on, make this happen,
bro. So, okay,
the dynamic of this match. Oh man, just thinking about it.
Yep.
You know how much I love my man Kenny, but I hate him on this because that nigga stole my that nigga stole my answer. But I can't knock that answer. We're pretty much in the same boat. I had Seth Rollins, right? And I'm make it a step further. You see, Abba, the bromance is very strong. Two great minds think alike. You and Tara got to work on that. Whatever.
No,
Right?
from recent outings, I don't think me and Tara is doing so well. It's pretty much non-existent now. Hopefully she hears this if she's listening.
Hey, there are levels to this, right?
Yeah.
Right, Ricardo?
Yeah, you feel me? Now
Yep.
check this. Here's what I think. Well, I agree with Kenny that it's Seth Rollins, but I'm bringing it to a step further. I'm talking about storyline wise. Kenny's right in terms about the match between Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. But what I think in terms of the storyline, you guys, I'm not sleeping on the Usos. You feel me? We all know a faction is drawing near with Roman Reigns and the Usos, with obviously Paul Heyman. With Seth Rollins being the Monday Night Messiah, with that dynamic, brings it to SmackDown, right? And hell, because we already know the factions are growing in WWE, because Vince McMahon hates factions. But you got two factions right now in Retribution and the with the faction with Lashley, MVP,
the Hurt Business.
The Hurt Business. Yeah.
Right. Oh, the Hurt Business.
Yeah, it feels like Vince has taken a big step back on his stance on that, hating factions.
AEW effect.
You feel me? Can you imagine? Because to be honest with you, there's better superstars on SmackDown than there are on Raw. By far. We already know that. Right? So can you imagine if Seth Rollins makes a better faction? Especially with the draft coming up with Roman Reigns, and you got the Usos, and you got him and Paul Heyman. Their storyline will be will be amazing. And just like it says, asses to seats, but in this case, it's bringing eyes to television, eyes to the viewers, eyes to the product, and the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's what WWE needs right now. The Monday Night Messiah, bringing more relevance to the Money in the Bank briefcase and more eyes to WWE. Kenny, I fucks with you because my man, right time, right place, right answer. I just buffered his point. He buffered my point at the same time after I made my point. Right? So Abba, who do you think should be the Money in the Bank holder, the new one?
Hey, I got no one else besides, honestly. I can't think of a better name than Seth Rollins myself. Like, he just seems like the person who makes the most sense to go ahead with this plan. If rumors are true that WWE is really looking to change the Money in the Bank storyline take it off Otis.
WrestleVote said that, Vince loves Otis, so it's probably a no-go for now.
That's a big obstacle to overcome.
Right, exactly.
If Vince loves something, he's gonna run it to the ground. My thing
is this, man. My thing is this. Will your love for Otis, right, derail, the business aspect of it?
Exactly.
Will you let business get in the way? Because at the end of the day, it's still business.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So who knows, man?
Right.
But that's for business right now.
Definitely. Seth Rollins, can't think of a better person than him to go ahead and put him on SmackDown. Hopefully he gets drafted later this week. I think out of anyone in the company who needs a fresh change of scenery, it's Seth Rollins, unless if excluding someone going to NXT from Raw and SmackDown, of course. But I think
everybody
the
needs
most to gain would be Rollins.
the majority of the superstars needs a change of scenery. The majority of superstars need to change scenery. Like you need to make shit happen.
Right.
Right. So
but who more so than Seth Rollins? That's what I'm saying. That could benefit the brand, whatever brand he's going to be on.
That's right. And I had another answer, like, because I have another answer, but I want to see what you guys think. I was gonna say AJ Styles. I was gonna say AJ Styles because like he has the same level of superstardom as Seth Rollins, right?
AJ Styles is another good pick, considering he has been out of the main event scene for a little over a year now. So this will be a good way to bring him back.
Exactly, it'll be a good way to bring him back. He hasn't won Money in the Bank ever, so I was like, bring in AJ Styles and see what he could do with this new Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that'll be a match, a great match to see, man.
I agree. If not Rollins, then you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with either of those choices. But we got to see first if Vince is gonna let go of that strong grip hold on loving Otis. Because
Otis is not a star. Like he ain't gonna make me get up from my fucking proverbial couch and turn on the TV just to see him.
Right.
The fuck do I care about Otis? If he's main eventing a show, I'm not paying $9.99 to watch him fight.
Exactly.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I'll pay $9.99 to get him to see him get stunned by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Maybe I'll do that. But outside of that, I ain't doing nothing. It ain't box office to me.
Yeah, and of course, and this is not to discredit Otis in that like completely. Like Otis is great in his own right, but he is not. He's funny. He's entertaining.
No. Wait. We kind of are discrediting him. WWE did it first. They're giving him new stories like, yo, you ain't shit. They're giving away. Making away his Money in the Bank briefcase to someone new.
No.
No, I'm saying completely, man.
Right, but let's get it straight. It's not a no. It's a no-go right now.
Yeah.
So they're not giving away his Money in the Bank as of yet, right? It's just
it's all speculation.
And
exactly,
it's all speculation at this point right now.
Vince, he's as a businessman, just like what you said, Kenny. As a businessman, he knows Otis can't sell tickets. Money in the Bank winners are about who could bring relevance to the briefcase, who could sell the tickets towards the show. Otis doesn't give you that.
Right. Listen, I understand, except for the fact that you have somebody working against you, and that would happen to be the only important person in this case, Vince McMahon. I'm sorry, you lose that every time. We lose that every time, and that's why Otis will probably most likely hang on to his briefcase, and then just have him lose it, in challenging Roman for it, right? Because I don't think Otis will go behind Roman's back. And challenge Roman. Like, he's not that kind of guy.
Right.
So you can have him lose the briefcase right there if you're hell-bent on keeping it on him. However, that's a waste of an opportunity, right? When you can have it on somebody like AJ Styles who will make good of that opportunity, or Seth Rollins. So it just seems like a waste to see Otis challenge the proper way for the title, rather than just giving it to somebody else. It's a waste on Otis.
It really is, yeah. And we'll see if there's any truth to the reports here. Like, WrestleVotes is a very, very accurate, a very accurate source. They've gotten their stories right, like 99.9 times out of 10 in the past, out of 100, I should say. But so yeah, we'll see if any of this unfolds and whether or not we care in the end about the Money in the Bank after Otis, and we'll decide to do it then. But we'll leave it at that for today. Thanks for checking out yet another edition of Wrestling Hypothesis Extra. Be sure to follow us on Facebook or Instagram for any news updates we post on there, as well as any updates on our weekly show, which, speaking of, quick side note here, later on this weekend for episode 39, it'll be conducted here through Zoom, here on the YouTube channel. That'll be dropped on later on this weekend on Sunday morning, hopefully. And it'll tell the three of us that you see right now. Yep. Back at it
the
again.
three. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will be back for episode 39 this upcoming Sunday. So until then, take care, guys. Have a good one.
Later.